So, over the course of this year, the DHS has expanded its list of high priority sectors. Some industries have not faced a high number of detentions under the UFLPA, and something that we've seen at Sourcemap and from amongst some of our colleagues as well, is that some of those industries may have a tendency to sit back and wait until enforcement agents look in their direction, whether that is through entities from their industry or sector getting added to the official entities list, or any sort of regulatory action that seems to focus on their respective industries. Do you have any advice or best practices, or frankly, even warnings to industries that have adopted this approach, where they are sort of waiting to see if the eyes of competent authorities are looking in their direction, versus adopting a proactive approach?
When I first started, so again with CBP, it was mid 2022, we had a lot of people asking, like, can you please give us 6 months notice? Is there some way you can give us 6 months notice when you're going to start targeting in a certain area? And and we can't, but in some way, I mean, obviously we already have, because with in 2016, when TFTEA went into effect, that was already kind of first forced labor, kind of raising awareness of that. And then when the UFLPA was passed, I mean, that was a big warning to start looking at your supply chain and to start getting ready. And so I continued getting that question up through 2023, and my response was like, you've had it. You've had more than 6 months now. Um, and I understand. I mean, especially if you're dealing with very complex products with a lot of different inputs, you have to prioritize your resources and really balance your risk and figure out where you can be most effective to make sure that you don't have forced labor. But you can't wait until we detain your goods, because by then it's just going to be too late. And if you haven't had a plan already for how you would react to a detention, if you wait until it's detained, at the very beginning, we were giving many extensions. And so it's because some people would blame us and say, like, oh, these things have been detained for like, crazy amount of time. But it's also because we were also often giving extensions to the companies who weren't able to produce that documentation, because it's such a hard thing to figure out. And so, you really need to figure out what is your game plan for getting that documentation together, and to make sure you're able to do it before we issue a detention.